Wheatley, and it's my pleasure to share a few thoughts and ideas on how you can increase your sales by developing your company into a company of superior customer service. I'm going to outline 5 steps that can be instrumental for you to develop this kind of a skill or attribute in your company that will be invaluable. And the best part is, it hardly costs any money. The first step is to have the attitude to develop a culture of superior customer service. That means every person in your organization is tasked with the responsibility to ensure that every single customer at every single touch point delivers superior customer service. There's a myth that a lot of people go into business so that they can be their own boss, but that is a myth. The customer is always your boss. He signs your paycheck, and this is something that you must always remember. You need to get to know your customers and know your competition. Get to know them well. There'll be more about that in a minute. Expect superior customer service every day for everyone. Superior customer service is an attitude, and it begins at the top. It begins with you. If you'll treat every one of your employees in a superior way, that's the beginning to have any hope that they're going to treat your customers in a superior way as well. The second step is to develop personal relationships with your clients or your customers. Know them very well and keep notes. Keep a file on each one. This is easy to do now with your smartphone in your contacts. You can keep track of a spouse's name or someone's children, maybe his hobbies, his likes, his dislikes. And before you call on this client, you can review these things and you can become more familiar. And then each point acts as a springboard for an additional point of reference to the point that you know him as well as some of his close friends. And that's what you want to establish. Be good with names. A lot of people say that they're not good with names, that they can't remember a name shortly after they've met someone. Well, this is a skill that can be honed. Let me offer a couple of ideas. The first thing is when you hear a name, make sure that you repeat that name. If it's a difficult name, have the person that you've just met spell it so that you can make a note of it. Then you can study that name. When you learn that name, write it down and then use it in a conversation. The chances of you recalling that name when you need it are very high. Also, you can go back and study in the contact list your clients and recall to your mind their names, the name of their spouses and children. Most importantly, use their names at every opportunity you have. Everyone loves to hear their own name, the sweetest sound in their language. Make sure that you over-communicate with your customers by way of following up. In the process of an experience or a transaction with a particular customer, make sure that they are hearing from you several times. How are things going? Are you happy with the service? Ask them, follow up with them, and also ask them to give you feedback on how the experience with you was. If you're man enough to listen to the experience, the good and the bad, then you are on your way to developing a culture. The third area is to listen to your customers. Ask your customers questions like, what is it that you need? What are some things that you lack in general? And ask them questions like, well, what if? Or what would it take for you to reach your goals? Listen intently. Pay attention to what their needs and their problems are. They may have a problem or a need that you can fulfill. Take advantage. There's clues all around you when you have these deep, meaningful discussions and conversations with your customers. Don't miss the opportunity to gather these golden nuggets. Seek out honest information and reviews from your customers. On your website, you should have a place where they can leave a review. a positive or a negative review, unfiltered. When the internet first came out, I remember seeing a large company and they had unfiltered reviews on their products. I thought, wow, how gutsy. They're willing to listen to the bad news and have it published. And then as I've thought about it, I thought, wow, that is something that is very smart, because they have a lot of employees running around 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, making sure that there aren't negative reviews left by rendering superior customer service. Think about it and think if your company's ready for that. Make sure that you study these negative reviews and then make changes where appropriate. Take action, in other words, and take action sooner than later. Listen and learn, learn and earn. The fourth thing that you can do is to ensure that superior customer service is taking place in your transactions with your customers. Make every touch point count with your customer. Waste none of them. Make every customer experience or transaction superior, remarkable, and unforgettable, A to Z, or from the first impression to the follow-up thank you note in your own handwriting. You can do this by making sure that that first impression is positive. You can only make that first impression once, so make sure that it's a good one. When was the last time that you called your company number to see how clients that are calling in or inquiring about your product or service are treated? You should regularly see what the customer experience is like. I know companies who hire mystery shoppers who will make a phone call or go into a particular place of business as a regular customer, and then at the end, fill out a report on every point of how they were treated. If it was a restaurant, how the service was, how the food was, how the management was, and so forth and so on, so that the management of the restaurant can use that information to improve the customer experience. Make sure that you empower your people at every level to be able to solve problems. They should have the authority to solve a problem of a customer now. Not let me check with my manager and I'll get back with you in a day or two. But sir, your business is very important to us. Let me take care of that now. Obviously that takes training. That is part of developing a culture of superior customer service. Then lastly, make sure that you develop a sense of urgency around customer challenges and problems, that you take care of them now. Finally, be positive. Smile. No one likes to buy from a sad man. Don't tell your customers your problems. You want to listen to their problems. Use positive language too. Don't say things like, I can't, or we can't, or I'll have to check on that for you. Instead say, we can do that if, or let me check on that and get back to you immediately. Be part of the solution. When there's a problem, solve it. If you're not part of the solution, then you're automatically part of the problem. Teach your employees to think this way as well. So we've covered the 5 steps, I think, in transforming your business to a superior customer service. And the good news is they cost very little to do. Have an attitude or develop a culture of superior customer service. Develop personal relationships with your clients. Listen to your customers. There are clues all around. Ensure or create a superior customer experience. And finally, be positive. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to share a couple of thoughts. And during this time of the coronavirus shutdown, this might be a great time to rethink the type of service that your company offers to your customers. And it could be time for you to gather your employees around and say, look, we're going to make some changes. We want to offer superior customer service. I promise you that you can reduce your advertising and marketing budgets. if you'll do these things instead that cost very little. Good luck to you, and may God bless.